This is what happened to Max. In he goes. No sign of a lock. Oh, just
that's a strange one, that E-curve.
Bit damp, maybe.
Oh, you can see the oscillations are already going through the car as he starts to turn in.
See him in hospital fighting, do we?
He's... Oh, that was close. That was, you just hope that, you know, his strength of the pass gets him through it, but everybody's with him. And I know him as a person.
Out of that corner, the right-hander who finds a Red Bull right in the way. We'll see it once more. The back end. Raikkonen was locking up. Ooh.
I'll tell you, he might be lucky to get away with that.
So, on board now, we saw Max Verstappen have a spin here. Oh, he got onto the curb, didn't he? On that...
Just spun the
but what happened at turn 4?
He's going backwards, so he dropped it on the way out of 4.
But what happened at turn 4?
He's going backwards, so he dropped it on the way out of 4.
But what happened at turn 4?
He's going backwards, so he dropped it on the way out of 4. Back end tried to overtake the front. He dipped the wheel in the gravel, that's why. So yeah, running a bit wide.
Ted, you can see Kimi Raikkonen in the pits, I think.
Kimi Raikkonen becomes the second guy to come into the pits for a pit stop. And
Ted, I'm just going to interrupt.
That's why it was new footage that hadn't been seen during the hearing yesterday. So that's why we asked them to have a...
They're going wheel to wheel. Leclerc's on the inside. Carlos Sainz will be his teammate next year and crashes into Sebastian Vettel this year.
He moved there. There's no point in throwing that up there, and he is
over the back of Hamilton, who once again forces in the long way round. Norris goes the long way round on Perez, and Albon again, no, with Lewis Hamilton. Albon all the way round the outside. Great defence by Lewis.
He was actually ahead, wasn't he?
That's Valtteri Bottas to try and gain him some clear road ahead. That just, the tyre shredded. This is a Danny Kvyat then up at turn 3.
Whoa. Too much minimum speed.
He is still in the pits, and I think if we don't see him in the next 10 seconds, that's it for Romain Grosjean. Oh, an exit for Antonio Giovinazzi as across the grass he goes, and into the Armco he goes.
There he goes, picks up the throttle too hard on the curb, steers into the slide, front axle bites, and you're suddenly heading off traction control. Nothing, and this is Albon up at turn 3, rear axle locked. You can adjust the bar.
On the grid at the moment, there's a car pitting Sebastian Vettel. Verstappen's lost it, and the final corner. So pole position is what happened right at the end. Sebastian Vettel was pitting. Whether that distracted Verstappen or not, I'm not sure. That could have been a lot worse. That on board with Charles Leclerc, dives down the inside as Vettel gets squeezed a bit, and then comes.
You know, Leclerc was a long way behind him. And he wasn't hit from behind.
Keep it, sir.
Tyre's very cold on the hard tyre, obviously.
Yeah, very decent lap. Here's Verstappen at the end of the lap. And another spin.
What was that you were saying about the Red Bull car? We've seen that.
There's that bump I'm on about. Yeah, nothing. You could just hear the tyre screeching before it kind of got there.
This is what happened to Latifi. We saw him going the wrong way. He's had a spin.
Same as Max earlier, isn't it?
Out of the car, and that's what we're going to see from the cars. You know, they're squirming around. Look, the back end's out. Oh dear. That's turned to the right at the same time.
Yeah, he had to hustle it.
That's turn 12.
Yeah, just at 12.
Now it's that left front.
I hit the wall. So, Gunther Steiner still with us as we just look at, that's how the Williams got a puncture at Sainz.
That was Williams' fault.
And Gunther, whose call was it for the to come in and get rid of the...
That's a 7 advantage, -1 for fastest lap, but neither is he second, nor has he got fastest lap guaranteed.
In Budapest, Crofty, when we were chatting about it here, you go...
just a bit too much wheel spin.
It's another scenario where in the left front as well, on the inner shoulder it is, isn't it?
Or is that as a result of...
No. That's a hard compound tyre with a blister on the...
So through Beckett's, and absolutely no chance of a recovery.
That was again when he was picking up the throttle, wasn't it? Coming. Yeah, he just started to pick up the throttle there and lost the back end.
He was lucky in here. So yeah, turn 4 is some reason it's the same profile as turn 3 in terms of its angle, losing the rear just on the exit, but more than turn 3.
He didn't set turn 4 up enough, did he? And he tried to carry too much minimum speed. Bit too quick through 3, I think.
Here he is, just ahead of the AlphaTauri and Kimi Räikkönen.
Exactly the same as Albon, isn't it? But it's just not switched back.
Yeah, it just happened a bit later in the corner.
Obviously carrying much less speed because he was on a race sim, not a qualifying sim. 12th on the grid for Hungary.
Spun.
For Bottas. Oh dear.
Tires okay.
Okay, copy. Not going to task the same place as Latifi, but that was rotating before he even really got to the end of the corner.
Same place as Kimi yesterday.
On Preco, there was the curb, and that is what put Magnussen really out of rhythm and slowed him down.
I don't know where he's expecting me to go, to be honest.
Well, Albon had every right to go for a gap that's Esteban Ocon. Let's just look at the replay of Danny Kvyat. Now, we've seen a lot of cars getting caught out by the wind, the gusting wind around Silverstone.
Yeah, right rear tyre, puncture, or let's call it a puncture for now. So a decent start. He's in his teammate locks up a bit. So he picked up some wheel spin on the curb with his right rear on the curb.
He's seeing his teammate Esteban Ocon trying to get past Danny Kvyat. He had a car right to the left-hand side of him. I don't know whether there was contact or not, but Sainz was trying to go around the outside. Ricciardo just leaning a bit too hard. Wish we could see the whites of his eyes.
Just locked up on the braking, didn't he? The rear.
Past him, and then he comes, oh dear, dear. So Kevin Magnussen has not only overtaken Esteban Ocon, but over into the centre of the track. What is he doing?
What actually happened then?
So into the chicane.
Oh, the engine died.
Completely.
Just locked the back axle. Get in now.
Right, now we're on board with Giovinazzi. Whoa. And that, you can see George Russell trying to get out front left wheel. Let's see now. Oh yes, or front right.
Yeah, right.
First,
so
it hit the wheel.
He did. He hit parts of Giovinazzi.
Watch this space. Johnny, what do you make of that?
Classics. Not overly so. I think just carried speed. Back end just didn't want to sit down for him at all. So the problem, how do we fix it? And then we come up with the DAS system. Right. That's those types of things.
Oh, that's Max Verstappen. Wow. And that's an early trip.
How to use the curb.
No catching in there, is there?
No, not at all.
I tell you, it could have been so much worse, couldn't it?
He's not gone quite right for the two Ferraris, and yes.
Just lit it up, didn't he? When he picked throttle up, the car spun round.
And luckily, and I don't think too much damage, if any at all, because he's not gone in too hard. He forced the Renault behind it down. Team as Nicholas Latifi just holding up Daniel Ricciardo, and that's Charles Leclerc. And that is a very big accident.
It wasn't brake failure. Okay, he's lost the back end of the car under acceleration. Second stop go penalty for Giovinazzi, which is about a 30-second penalty. Hamilton will...
You know, where the driver pairings are, Gasly and Kvyat very close. They look like they're pushing each other the most, I would say. Ocon got the best line. What happens here? Bit of understeer, too much lock round the rear goes because it just cannot handle it.
You were right.
It was Biondetti, the chicane. So Jensen was right there. So we'll make that little note there that track sector 15 is Tinner. Exactly. Yeah. Here's Charles Leclerc.
Italian lessons from Crofty. Brilliant.
Corantaio. Oh,
see, I told you the tyres go off in that corner.
Dude.
Wasn't it?
You think?
Maybe he got caught out on the speed of the car in front and couldn't carry the... Like we can see here, kept his foot in, I think, when he got on the gravel.
He had a little twitch at the apex, which put him a little bit wide.
Like that McLaren, we can see a better angle from here, touches the barrier there, and then the tyre just kind of spins the car away as well. Into San Donato we went. You can just see the racing point on the inside.
Didn't get it wrong. He got tagged.
He got tagged.
No racing go today, is it?
No, not really.
Well, there should have been a radio call, to be fair.
Oh.
Behind Verstappen, it was behind Hamilton. This was Ocon. Oh, and that's why he stopped on the track.
Yeah. And his engine and gearbox overtook him.
Yeah, Leclerc would have been fine. The pressure as well. Charles Leclerc is ahead of Alex Albon still, and there's a tangle there, and it's the McLaren. And Carlos Sainz has been spun round, and there's even further trouble. Is involved a bit as well, or was that just tangling with Grosjean? He lost his front wing, Gasly, before Grosjean went out. Race winner, Gasly also out.
I'm stuck. This is what you get with this. Honestly.
Going to the grid. We're on board with Max now, and as you can see, just no way he was going to get out of that.
Max was being just rear-ended.
And this is Sebastian Vettel trying to get out of the way. Hamilton's right beside him. The safety car has gone, the lights gone green, and Bottas is away, and there's a big crash at the back, and that is the Alfa Romeo.
It was obvious.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah. But the back of the pack decided the race was back underway, and
Arabiata 2, where he's gone into the barrier. Ooh, nothing he could do about that at all.
Let's as he start. Yeah, he's gone. He'd gone in there a bit too quick, hadn't he? He was miles away from the apex.
Yeah.
You see, as he's turned in
on that curb as well.
I think he got on the dirt on the outside.
I could turn 15. This one. And I think, as we often see here,
off-camber
corner can go straight away. Here we go, into turn 10.
Again, I think just a bit wider than he would have liked. You want to snatch it. I think it's just a bit wider, a bit too quick as well, obviously.
Track's dusty.
Track's dusty, but, you know.
His way to a very heavy braking zone. Also, the crash of the spin, just like that. And
yeah, you've got a tailwind there. So you come through the kink of 12, and suddenly you get that tailwind. So it is going to be tricky for these guys. Yeah, just
all good, Max.
Just I think clip the inside curve.
Yeah, that's all good.
I went into sports car racing quite a few years ago. That's the spin. Did he avoid the barrier? Yes, he did.
Yeah, very similar to what we saw Gasly do earlier. In fact, you can see the tyre tracks from Gasly.
Yeah.
Coming across here to the left. Just clipped the inside. The line was fine, but he just ran out of grip.
One in front of the other, Sainz in front of Norris. And Sainz then hit the wall first, and that's why he goes across the track.
Through practice, Johnny and I were saying that is a tighter path than the drivers expect. That wall makes it extraordinarily tight. What a crunch that was.
And we fast forward on now to what happened to Lance Stroll. As I say, got onto the curb, and that just unsettled the car.
Hit him, maybe Gasly behind us. And he has taken a whack, hasn't he? So it's hard to tell, obviously, from that angle who it was.
All over the curbs. Nice and stable on the traction.
Oh! Or not.
And he's going to hit the wall, isn't he? He's going to find it.
Well, luckily, he's got an awful lot of grass.
Forward panels are flashing away, and suddenly we're back in business. Incredibly, I still haven't seen a car.
Just got a big snap of oversteer on the entry.
Out what happened to Sebastian Vettel.
He decided to switch sides, and that's a shame because he's got the mediums on, of course. He's got the medium tyres on that were an advantage to go much further in.
Past George Russell here, Sebastian Vettel ahead. Raikkonen locks up. Oh,
yeah, I think
it's cool. It's certainly more than a scuffle.
Kimi will get a penalty for that.
But when you have an incident like that, it's right on board with Russell. Ooh. Ouch.
Oh, my word.
And we're on the green grass.
Yeah, Kvyat goes onto the green. Alex Albon goes past him and takes his front wing out into the pits. Here comes Alex Albon and just moves right across him.
It wasn't quite flat. And it's not quite flat.
Well, not yet, it's not, no.
Well, Nürburgring.
Yeah, but not necessarily the last race, I think.
Oof. Oh, that didn't work well in four. He kept out the gravel, just right rears it. I think he's going to be all right there.
Yeah.
Ooh, rear end again. Great.
Rear behind. That's what we might see here. Yep.
Yep.
So
This is where they've been struggling with the rear anyway, and there's a big tailwind there now because you're obviously pointing away from the main straight.
They're out there because they have to be out there.
well, they're getting a full array of usually.
So this is Seb towards turn 14.
Oh yeah. Fairly similar to what happened.
Is that DRS as effective as Max wants it?
Oh no!
No, they're going to crash! And they have! Oh dear, oh dear. The lap?
Oh, he's not backing out.
No, he's not.
He's going on for a run, so...
Yeah, if he's was on a flying lap and approaching turn 14 when his car had a spin, and what happened to the Australian driver at turn 11.
Yeah, got in probably a touch later. He'd passed a couple of cars. The steering wheel into the corner. He was a little bit wide, wasn't he? The track's dirty out there. That's not where they've been burning this groove, this racing line.
Wide and off the track. Also going wide, Daniel Ricciardo, and Perez gets hit by Max Verstappen and goes across the track as the Racing Point. And
Ping a little bit there. Now he's really all over the place. He's going to sweep through 4. I think they'll put that down to
the McLaren and Lance Stroll going very wide indeed and going off the track in his battle with Lando Norris. Lando Norris defending against Lance Stroll. And once again, Stroll on the outside of turn 1 coming off second.
What's he going to do? He took too much curb on the way in, got a bit of anti-lock, managed to keep...
Roll now, there's the Renault of Esteban Ocon a little bit close, and as you can see, Lance Stroll makes contact with the rear right wheel of that Renault Giovinazzi. As I said, Giovinazzi has overtaken at least one person on every single start this season. Magnussen tangles with Verstappen, and yeah, you can feel it. Can't see it, but you can feel that something breaks at the rear there, and Verstappen absolutely... Oh, let's have a...
That's exactly what he's done.
Oh, no.
He's given it a boot full of throttle to warm the tyres up, and it's done a 90 left.
So once again, the safety car absolutely changing the face of this race.
Don't know what to say.
To have a go, and now at the Villeneuve chicane, Sergio Perez gets past Alex Albon, who spins, and I wonder if there was contact there.
Nearly dropped it.
We can see the view that Carlos Sainz here. Oh, he was heading straight to the scene. Oh, let's have a little look.
Oh, he got on the damp patch, didn't he? Just as he tried to pick the patch. Low grip at the moment. It wouldn't necessarily flat spot the tyres either, because it's not.
Definitely not.
It's not actually.
This was on the way down to turn 9.
Oh, just
yeah, down at turn 9. This was on the way down to turn 9.
Oh, just
yeah, down at turn 9.
Always feels unstable because of the dip in the road there, just at the apex. There's the road compresses down before you start climbing out of 46.9. It's like a wet session, isn't it?
Yeah,
it is impossible to read into what's
out there for a start, but Verstappen going off the track to make the pass, and that's Nicholas Latifi having
been. I would look at it and say that's not an acceptable overtaking move. You've overtaken somebody.
Competitive session for this afternoon. There he goes. It is so you are on a knife.
He's on an in-lap as well. Look, he's going slowly.
Very slow, yeah. Clip on the curve, but that was about it.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That
you're right. We'll ask Ted to drop a message in a bottle down from the roof and see if Williams can tell him what's going on there. That's 12. On the subject of Daniel Ricciardo.
George Russell.
Should we talk about George Russell first? That's
some pretty aggressive snaps.
Meanwhile, Nicholas Latifi, he's on the soft tyre.
That was weird.
Yeah. And he needed a few more stabs as well.
Yeah, you know, that's not so far. As I say, just gets in and backslides out.
That almost looked.
The Alpha Tauris, who, as I mentioned, third fastest car. It does the race fastest.
They did actually at the beginning of FP1. But
Lewis has forgotten, Johnny. Lewis has forgotten his Oldham Park winter testing days, hasn't he?
And it's a weekend that isn't a straightforward weekend. I mean, yes, it should be. It's just another race. Or so he keeps saying.
Yeah.
Esteban Ocon. Leclerc's coming down the inside, and there we go. So it wasn't Esteban Ocon's fault.
you know, on a similar lap time to Lewis. I know he didn't do anything particularly well. Lando, yes. Anything particularly for that man going for his 7th championship, doesn't want. But we want that. We want to see him sort of pushed and challenged, and that's hopefully something we're going to see.
So the weekend changes shape again. Could it even stay with us for the whole session? What do we get for that? New track surface, as well as everything else. Oh, I love the way this weekend is twisting and turning in front of us. Now, who's this in the Red Bull? Just comes in front of me. Yeah, Alex.
And we have a strong team also making good decisions on Sunday in terms of strategy. And I think that's definitely something which...
Here in Istanbul Park, Charles Leclerc a few moments ago, getting a bit of a dreaded feeling as he went through near the barriers. But hearts in mouth time for not just Charles Leclerc at Ferrari, but his Carlos Sainz. Ooh. And that's the sort of thing.
That was lucky.
You didn't,
where we saw Leclerc lose it. I mean, it shows clearly, you know, it is treacherous trying to put the power down.
There you go, top of the hill at 2.
And he
just clipped it, I think.
Did he just clip it? Yeah.
I think so.
He might have damaged the end plate, to be honest. Let's have a look. Yeah, look, he has damaged the end plate. That could have been a lot worse.
A lot worse, yeah. Away with blue flicks in the blankets, and already then Max Verstappen could not find enough purchase to slow the car down, and he's straight round as well for good measure.
If he keeps doing that,
yeah, he sort of just about got it slowed down, and then had to give it an armful of opposite lock.
Maybe that we've had so far. His teammate Daniel Kvyat, we saw spin, and there goes Gasly with some more sideways action as well. And the red flag has come out.
They are double glazed. Some of them are heated. Whoa. That was literally just accelerating from problem with visibility. But normally, I have to say, Formula 1 visors, I mean, yeah, that's just ridiculous, isn't it? That I've never seen. It really does look like ice.
So, Andreas Seidel, team principal at McLaren. I wouldn't imagine...
it was the right decision, definitely.
What is your understanding, Andreas? Let's say we can't do any more qualifying today, or maybe even in the morning. Would this...
Let's have a look then at the conditions of the track. Oh, and already Kimi Räikkönen has gone sideways, manages...
dislodge the back. We've seen a few lucky spins, haven't we, today so far? That was another one.
Into turn 1 we go, trying to keep it in a straight line down the straight, trying to stop it in time, spinning. And into the in the middle part of the track. This, I think, is wide. It's Nicholas Latifi. Whoa! Couldn't see much, and then he finds himself in...
I can't see a man.
And Red Bull Racing have got the message.
Yeah.
What of Mercedes? They're coming up into the pit lane as well.
But don't think it's going to be easy on the intermediate tyres. Proved on his very next lap. Turn 6, turn 5, sliding on.
Particularly if it's that tricky getting to the grid. Antonio Giovinazzi, due to start from 10th, has put that into the barrier overnight.
No, and just the merest of kink in the racetrack. The car swapped a little bit.
Turn 1 ahead of his teammate, Sergio Perez. Hamilton on the inside of Daniel Ricciardo as Esteban Ocon and, crucially, Valtteri Bottas. So this is Valtteri Bottas, who have not one, but 2 incidents on the opening lap. That's the first one that relegated into the back, and I think down at...
It's a lovely start for Ocon. Look at that. Got it all under control. Was being caught by Ocon. He pretty much... And this is a second incident then, isn't it?
Tail and Perez keeps ahead by a metre through turn 11. And Verstappen goes wide and spins as well. He got caught up behind the rear.
Pinned himself up the inside, and because he's gone through the turbulent air, lost some downforce in the same short pit straight. Valtteri Bottas,
he's going to want to forget
at least his third spin today, isn't it?
This is what happened out of turn 4. Just no grip whatsoever for Nicholas Latifi on turn 4. Track sector Bottas had this. Turn 1's not been his friend today at all.
1.5 was around.
Oh, there's Romain Grosjean and Nicholas Latifi tank.
If you're not careful.
Oh, Ricciardo locks up as Norris was trying to go around the outside. Ricciardo has spun. started to grain up, and once he lost the lead, hasn't looked like getting it back again, as there's a spin of the Alfa Romeo, and there's a spin for Alex Albon.
And here he comes into turn 5, has a wobble. It was up at turn 6, he had the wobble there, and the back of the car.
Okay, check vibration, I'll come back slowly.
Wobble at turn 6, spin at turns.
Sure you stay flat through here. Oh, just let them up.
We often see that earlier as well, this final corner. Oh, there's no grip there at all.
Yeah, you know, he got wide. He got, if you look at the left tyres, he just got on the dirt.
You can hold a slide, but suddenly it catches and then chucks you in the wall. And now his confidence, as you say, is such an important time.
Look now at what happened to the McLaren.
It was exactly like pulling the handbrake on, wasn't it? And if that's a gearbox change, might give him a grid penalty.
Already, as they file their way through, and Lance Stroll going off the track already, and that is that damage for Lando Norris. That's certainly damage, and a big fire there. Goes wide. Now this is after turn 3, and you see Grosjean, one car out there, and then Grosjean to the right-hand side.
Came out of it.
Yeah.
I said the fuel was in the middle of the car, and it's literally...
Whoa! And he's just gone straight across Daniel. I think is going to look very pretty at all. Kimi Raikkonen going off the track on the left-hand side now. Grosjean goes across.
Back wheel getting together, and there it is. An AlphaTauri. Wasn't it?
It was Daniel Kvyat.
That's Kvyat's
behind
a little
Sainz.
bit under pressure there from Sainz. He's turned in. Racing incident. I think that's fair enough there. Kvyat had that. In fact, he didn't really commit to it. He just sort of left it there. He sort of hung his wheel out, didn't he?
Dem Auto. Macht keinen Sinn, hier rauszufahren und probieren, wahnsinnig schnell zu sein, wie jetzt gerade Jack Atkin probiert hat, glaube ich.
Uiuiui. Also Kurve 1, hier kommt die Kurve 2, da will ich Vollgas durch. Oh, hast du das gehört? Ja. Drehzahl nach oben, zack, ist er quer gestanden und schon gedreht. Nicht so groß war. Achtung, jetzt hier. Ja, genau. Dass die Reifen nicht zu sehr schnellste. Und da haben wir doch gleich wieder was gar nicht so Lustiges. Einen das war Magnus. Rein. Geht aufs Gas, geht nicht vom Gas. Ja? Hier hätte er auch die Wahl gehabt, vom Gas zu gehen, aber wer macht das schon gerne? Ungerne. Aber in der Kurve ist es halt wirklich ganz blöd, da passieren dann eben die Dreher. Und dann ist jetzt mal, wenn das im Rennen... Nein, nur ein Dreher. War nur ein Dreher und hoffentlich nicht gleich wieder... Und jetzt ist ein Unfall. Das war Perez und Verstappen. Ah, Mann. Und hat den Perez umgedreht und der Verstappen ist nur untersteuernd in die Wand gefahren. Das war der Dreher weiter hinten. Verstappen für seine Verhältnisse zwar verhakt haben, du hast recht, hat Bums. Und da ist... Und schau mal, jetzt lenkt er ein und lenkt ein und lenkt ein. Oh! Leclerc viel zu schnell ist und den Racing Point abschießt und vor ihm ist fest Kurven. Hier sehen wir, was passiert ist. Viel zu weit rausgekommen und ja, hat sich da gerade noch erstmal Onboard-Wiederholung. Da ist er nicht vom Gas und es passiert, was immer passiert, wenn man der Auslaufzone in dieser Kurve...
Reservefahrer dann eben in der Box zuschauen. Oh, ja, das ist halt genau das.
Solche Fehler sind nicht das...
Ja, ein Ticken zu schnell vielleicht. Ja, er ist ein bisschen mit Untersteuern. Übersteuern hat er. Oder dann, ja, Mitte der Kurve. Hinterachse ausgefroren beim ans Gas gehen. Ein bisschen ungewöhnlich.
Ich würde vorschlagen, Sie gehen ans Telefon, wir drücken die Däumchen mit diesem kleinen Dreher. Das war das Gelb in Sektor 3.